What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great Monday, especially Rio and DMV who did the chip challenge last night. Oh my God, what a way to end the game last night with the two of them doing the chip challenge. I hope that they're okay, and I hope their toilets are okay because I'm gonna tell you that chip ain't no shit. It's a lot of shit. It's a lot. It's like if you watch Game of Thrones, Dracarde. That's what they're going to be feeling this morning. I'm telling you, it's literally like you got a dragon in your behind, spitting fire out. So the Cowboys. Um, I'm gonna say I'm gonna actually use a quote from Rio, and I probably shouldn't use Rio because their team is just terrible. But Rio always says we don't deserve nice things. We don't deserve nice things because he talks about his team that whenever they have something good, they always seem to mess it up. And it was my premise earlier this season. I was actually saying as much as they hated Kirk Cousins and they wanted anybody but Kirk, they've gone through and they have tried a lot of guys. I mean, they went out, they spent $73 million for Alex Smith, and he proceeded to get hurt halfway through the season. And, had to sit out for a couple of seasons and, got into the playoffs there with that 7-9 team when the division was down. But they didn't get their money's worth on that. They used the number one pick on Dwayne Haskins. That didn't work. They paid some money to Heineke, because Heineke was a backup who came in and he played some pretty good games for him. And they said, "Oh man, this guy's pretty good." And they're still saying this guy's still pretty good, but in the end, he's still kind of a backup. They went through with, journeyman quarterbacks of Ryan Fitzpatrick and things. What it actually reminds me of with the Washington situation at quarterback is what it was like between Troy Aikman and Tony Romo. We were a quarterback desert. We tried everything from Ryan Leaf to Randall Cunningham. We just Anthony Wright, and we had a guy who was also a baseball pitcher. We tried everything to get a quarterback. And this is where I find it almost comical that we're having the luxury of saying, should it be Cooper Rush or should it be Dak Prescott? There's a lot of teams that would like to have the Cowboys quarterback controversy problem. And I say, here's the thing. Cooper Rush has done phenomenal. The team has done phenomenal. But unfortunately, what happens is people give too much credit to the quarterback and too much blame. Sitting here watching Undisputed, and they're talking about last night, Pat Mahomes' magic. They scored 41 points to 31 with Tom Brady. So Tom Brady is the bum. Now, he did throw an interception late in the game, but they scored 31 points. 31 points. If the defense hadn't given up 41, let's say the defense gave up 30, we'd be talking about how great Tom Brady was with the same performance. The defense makes a difference. It wasn't Tom Brady that failed, it was the defense that failed. And so as we talk about the Cowboys defense right now, the Cowboys defense, which has done something that we haven't had since the 70s, through the first 4 games, they've given up only 4 touchdowns. Period. 4 touchdowns. That is freaking insane. When you look at some of these games where guys are getting, 5 TD passes in a game, we've only given up 4 in 4 games, 1 per game. And if you think that that's great, if you think that that's outstanding, let's go to the other side of the equation here. Right now, through 4 games, we as a team only have 6 TDs. Now, keep in mind that, you know, we played the Giants and we played Washington. And as we look at this, with Cooper Rush right now, as we're currently constructed, we're on pace for about 17 TD passes throughout a whole season. 17 touchdown passes. Do we believe that 17 TD passes is going to be enough for us to challenge and go against somebody like, say, Pat Mahomes, who just lit up 41 points? Hell, I'm sitting here looking at the Lions right now that put up 35 against the Eagles. And, how many points was it they put up yesterday? I mean, the Lions, they're scoring points in bunches. And so what we're debating about right now is Dak Prescott, who had 37 TDs, with Cooper Rush that's on pace for 17. Now, be that as it may, if it weren't for the defense holding teams to 4 touchdowns in 4 games, guys, we'd be 0-4. We'd be 0-4. I am ecstatic. I am ecstatic that we are 3-1. I don't even know that we deserve, with the injuries that we had, to be 3-1. I am ecstatic that Cooper Rush has done what he's done, because what Washington did last night was, we're going to take away the run, we're going to run blitz you, and we're going to challenge you, Cooper Rush, to beat us. We had a couple of really good drives. We had a couple early that bogged down. And here's the thing that I want you to realize when we go through this game. This game, we had some things that happened for us that normally don't happen. We had, 3 penalties in the game? To Washington's like 11 or 12. We got 2 takeaways. We didn't get a whole lot of sacks, but we got 2 takeaways, and we got more than 100 yards and penalties on Washington. If that's a good team that we're playing, and we don't get those advantages, a good team, I'm not sure you win that game. I'm not sure you win that. And I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but let's be clear here. Washington is awful. Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz doing Carson Wentz things. And I don't even blame Carson Wentz completely, because his offensive line is terrible. It's terrible. The coach, Ron Rivera, is just like, he looks like he's already checked out. Seeing him stoic on the sidelines with no emotion whatsoever, I think in his mind he's saying, why did I come here? So my worry is that what we're seeing right now is pyrite. Fool's gold. It looks like gold, but it ain't gold. And when we start playing the good teams, and this will be a great test against the Rams on Sunday. This will be really a measuring stick. I'm not sure I'm sold on the Giants they're 3-1. You play the teams that are in front of you, but I'm not sure that the Giants are great. I still don't know about Cincinnati, the Super Bowl hangover and things. They're sitting at 500. This will be a real test going against the Rams. And we actually have some advantages going into this game, because the Rams, of course, are playing tonight. It's a late game, okay? But at least they'll be playing at home on Sunday night. So we'll get an extra day of rest to prepare for them. And, for the most part, with the exception of, I don't know about Quentin Bohannon, we got through that game last night pretty healthy. And you can look at it and say, yeah, this is how you want to be going into that game. With Michael Gallup coming back, Michael Gallup being a great factor for the team. But again, if we play like we did on offense yesterday against the good teams, is that going to be enough? I don't think it's going to be. We've got to score more points than what we're doing. So again, Kansas City's defense, if Tampa Bay's defense doesn't give up 41 points, Tom Brady, who every time he's won the Super Bowl has had the 8th or best rated defense, He ain't been in any Super Bowls and won them with a garbage defense. And that's the real difference of this year. Be proud of Cooper Rush, but understand, without the defense, we're nothing. Peace.